In this world, everyone is smiling with you when you are strong, but very few will stand beside you when you are weak. Think for a moment. If you pour your heart out in front of everyone, do you think they will all understand? Some may support you, but many may misuse your weakness. That is why wise people say, protect your inner strength, because weakness is not meant to be displayed, it is meant to be healed. My friends, today I want to share with you why never exposing your weakness to the wrong people is the beginning of real power, real confidence, and real peace. When we walk into the world, people see us with two eyes. One eye that looks at our greatness and one eye that looks at our shortcomings. But here is the truth. While your greatness may inspire them for a moment, your weakness remains in their memory for a long time. Think about it. If a singer sings 100 songs beautifully, but makes one mistake on stage, what do people remember? They do not speak of the 100 perfect notes, they speak of the one mistake. If a player wins dozens of matches but loses one crucial game, the world talks about the loss more than the victories. That is human nature. People are not always fair. They are not always balanced. They remember what is easy to point out, the weakness, the flaw, the imperfection, and they may completely ignore the strength that took years of hard work to build. This is why you must be careful about what you share. When you openly declare your weaknesses to everyone, you are planting seeds of doubt in their minds. Instead of seeing you as capable, they may start labeling you by your weakness. For example, if someone constantly says, "I am not confident, I cannot speak in front of people," others begin to see that person as shy and incapable, even if that person has many talents hidden inside. The label becomes heavier than the strength. But imagine the opposite. A person feels nervous inside, but still stands strong in front of others, hiding the trembling of their hands with a smile, hiding the fear in their voice with steady words. People do not see the weakness, they see the courage. And the world remembers courage, not fear. That is why wise people say, do not give your weakness to the world. Guard it like a secret treasure, and instead of showing it, work on transforming it. Let me share with you a daily life example. In the workplace, an employee might be struggling with time management. If he goes around telling everyone, "I cannot handle deadlines, I am always late," his colleagues will remember him as unreliable. Even if he completes projects successfully later, that impression of being late will stay in their minds. But if he quietly works on his weakness, setting reminders, improving his routine, disciplining himself, one day his colleagues will say, "He is one of the most punctual and responsible people we know." The weakness has been healed without ever becoming a label in the public eye. Another example is in friendships and relationships. If you keep telling your friends about your insecurities, your fears, your doubts, some may support you, but many will unintentionally or intentionally use that information against you. A friend might tease you about it, or a rival might remind you of it in your moments of struggle. But if you share your weakness only with God through prayer, or with a mentor who can guide you, you find solutions instead of shame. The weakness becomes lighter and eventually disappears, but in the eyes of others, you are remembered for your confidence, not for your weakness. It is also important to understand that weakness is not permanent. It is just a temporary state of mind. But when you expose it to the wrong people, they may freeze that temporary moment and make it your permanent identity in their eyes. For example, a student fails one exam. If the student cries in front of everyone saying, "I am a failure, I am useless," people might remember him as weak. But if the same student goes home, prays sincerely, studies harder, and comes back with excellent results in the next exam, people will remember the comeback, not the failure. The weakness never became his identity because he did not broadcast it to the world. Life is like a mirror. What you show to people reflects back on you. If you keep showing your weakness, people reflect it back in their treatment towards you. They give you less respect, less trust, less encouragement. But if you show strength, even if it is incomplete, people reflect strength back to you. They trust you, they admire you, they support you. And with that support, you grow even stronger. Think of a tree during a storm. If the tree shows its weakness by bending too much, people think it will break. But when the tree stands tall, even while shaking, it shows its strength. In reality, the roots may be struggling underground, but nobody sees that. People see only the upright trunk, and they say, "What a strong tree." That is how life works. Your roots, your struggles, your weaknesses should remain hidden underground, while your visible part, your strength, your growth should be displayed to the world. So, my friends, the lesson is simple. People remember your weakness more than your strength. So don't let your weakness be your introduction. Don't let it become the first thing people know about you. Work on it silently, transform it privately, and let the world see only your power. Because in the end, you are not defined by what you hide. You are defined by what you display. And if you display courage, consistency, and confidence, that is what people will remember forever. When we walk through life, we often carry the belief that everyone around us wishes to see us happy, successful, and at peace. But reality teaches us otherwise. Not everyone wants the best for you. Some people may smile in front of you, but deep inside, they may not celebrate your progress. Some may clap for your achievements, but in their hearts, they feel jealous. And some may even wait for your weakness to appear so that they can use it against you. This is why sharing your deepest struggles, your weaknesses, and your fears with the wrong people is dangerous. It gives them a weapon they never deserve to hold. Think about it in a race. Every runner pretends to be friendly before the competition begins, but once the whistle blows, each one wants to cross the finish line before the other. Life is similar. Many people around us are running their own race of success, money, recognition, or power. If they see your weakness, they may not always support you. They may see it as their opportunity to move ahead. This does not mean we should live in fear or hate people, but it means we must live with wisdom. We must learn to differentiate between those who truly want the best for us and those who are only curious about our struggles. Let's take an example from daily life. Imagine you are working in an office. You trust one of your colleagues and tell them, "I am struggling to handle the new project. I feel lost." Instead of helping you, that colleague may take advantage of this weakness, going to the boss and saying, "He doesn't know how to manage things." Suddenly, your image changes in the workplace. People begin to doubt your capability, not because you are incapable, but because you shared your weakness with the wrong person. On the other hand, if you had chosen silence, worked quietly to improve, or sought guidance from a mentor, your struggle would have been temporary and private. No one would label you by your weakness. The same happens in friendships. You may think a friend wants your good, but not every friend carries a pure heart. Some friends are supportive only when you are below them. The moment you rise higher, whether in career, family, or personal growth, they may secretly dislike your success. If you openly share your fears and failures with such friends, they will not uplift you. Instead, they will keep reminding you of your weak points whenever they feel insecure. They may not say it directly, but their tone, their words, their comparisons will make you feel small. Such people do not want the best for you. They want to keep you at a level where they feel comfortable. Look at social media as another example. Today, people share everything: pain, weakness, struggle on public platforms. But how many of those who read truly want their healing? Some may sympathize for a moment, but many will gossip, criticize, or even enjoy the fact that someone is struggling. That is the truth of human behavior. When you expose your weakness in front of the wrong audience, you become entertainment for them, not inspiration. This is why the wise always teach, share your weakness only with God or with someone who has the maturity to guide you. Because not everyone is capable of handling your truth. Think of it like this: if you are carrying a fragile glass of water, would you place it in the hands of a child who may drop it? No, you would place it in the hands of someone responsible. In the same way, your weakness is fragile. It needs careful handling, not careless exposure. One of the greatest protections in life is knowing that not everyone's smile is genuine. Sometimes behind the smile is jealousy. Sometimes behind the cheer is competition. And sometimes behind the silence is a hidden wish for your downfall. But if you are wise enough to protect your vulnerability, they will never succeed in pulling you down. They may try to guess your weakness, but they will never know it for sure. And without that weapon, they cannot harm you. Now let's flip this perspective. What about the few who truly want the best for you? They are rare, but they exist. They are the ones who do not judge when you share your weakness. Instead, they guide, they support, they motivate. These people are like gold in a world full of dust. If you find even one such person, a mentor, a spiritual guide, or a genuine friend, value them deeply. But remember, you cannot treat everyone as if they are that person. You must test hearts before you trust words. So, my friends, understand this truth. Not everyone wants the best for you, and that is perfectly fine. Do not expect the world to clap for your success. Do not expect every person to be happy for your progress. Protect your weakness, because when you keep it hidden, people cannot use it to control or hurt you. Instead, keep working silently, growing privately, and one day, when your strength blossoms, the same people who doubted you will be forced to acknowledge you. In the end, wisdom is not about mistrusting everyone. It is about trusting carefully. It is about knowing that your heart is too precious to be placed in careless hands. And when you understand this, you will live with strength, with dignity, and with peace, knowing that your weakness is between you and God, not between you and the world. Every heart carries burdens, and every soul has moments of weakness. We all face times when the mind feels heavy, the heart feels broken, and the strength inside us seems to vanish. In such moments, the natural tendency of many people is to look for human shoulders to cry on. They want to pour their pain into the ears of others, hoping to find relief. But the truth is, not every ear can handle your weakness, and not every heart can hold your pain. That is why the wisest path is to share your weakness with the divine, not with the world. When you open your heart before people, some may understand, but many will judge. Some may console you, but others may carry your story like gossip. People are limited. They have their own struggles, their own judgments, their own imperfections. But when you open your heart before God, you face no judgment, no betrayal, no gossip. You are met with silence, compassion, and healing. The divine listens when the world refuses. The divine carries what the world drops. Think of a child. When the child is hurt, he does not run to the neighbors, nor to strangers on the street. He runs straight to his mother or father. Why? Because the child knows, here I will not be laughed at. Here my tears are safe. Here my weakness will not be used against me. In the same way, when life wounds us, we must run to God. Because only the divine can give comfort that does not weaken us, but strengthens us. Let's take an example from daily life. Imagine a student who fails an exam. If he runs to his friends crying, some may sympathize, but others may mock him. If he posts about it online, people may judge him as not intelligent or not hardworking. But if the same student closes his room, bows his head in prayer and whispers, "Oh God, give me strength, guide me, help me rise again," something magical happens. A sense of calmness enters his heart. His mind begins to clear. His spirit feels lighter. And the strength to try again begins to grow. This is the difference between sharing weakness with the world and sharing it with the divine. When we share weakness with the world, we lose dignity. But when we share it with the divine, we gain strength. The world may say, "You are weak." But God whispers, "You are strong, you can rise again." The world may say, "You are a failure." But God whispers, "Every failure is a lesson. I am preparing you for greater success." The world may say, "You cannot do it." But God whispers, "With me, you can do anything." Which voice would you rather carry in your heart? The world's